Hey folks, Machinery Pete here. Yesterday I was at the Ritchie Brothers auction in St. Louis and I met a guy who I'm thinking you maybe have seen his tractor on YouTube. It's the only John Deere 6030 with tracks on it. And the gentleman who owns it is Mark Buchanan from Herrick, Illinois. And was able to talk to him about his 6030 and thought I'd share the interview with you now. Hey, Machinery Pete here folks. I'm at the Ritchie Brothers auction in St. Louis and I met Mark Buchanan from Herrick, Illinois. Now Mark, you have a tractor that's made the rounds on the internet, the picture of it, a John Deere 6030 on tracks. Why don't you tell us about it?
Yeah, it's a 1972 6030. I've always liked muscle tractors, and I've always liked 6030s, and I always liked tracks, and I decided to put them together. I used to work at a Sloan implement company at Assumption, Illinois.
Oh, Sloan, sure.
20-some years, and I've got a lot of experience with the older tractors. And, I made the rounds with that tractor a couple of years ago, like half century of progress show up at Rantoul, and I took it to Penfield a couple of years ago. And
I bet you had people stopping to ask you about that tractor.
yeah, it's a real head turner when you haul it into the shows. Everybody comes running to see what you got. And,
now, how hard was it to get the tracks on there?
Not hard at all. They just bolt onto a 10-bolt dual hub, and it's really pretty simple. So
okay.
It's not a bad deal.
And Mark, you had where did you go to get the tracks?
I went clear to Idaho to get those tracks. I bought them I saw them on the internet, and I got them bought pretty right, and I just went out there one day. It's a pretty long trip out there.
Yeah, how many miles from Herrick, Illinois?
It was about 2,000 miles.
Wow.
Yeah, I like road trips, so I decided to jump in the truck one day and just headed that way. And saw a lot of good country on the way there and on the way back. Sure did.
And now, what do people say when they see your 6030 on tracks, Mark?
They always wonder, well, how many did they build like that? And what year is it? Just questions like that. So.
You take it out to any parades then, you said, Mark?
Not parades, but just tractor shows. And took it to Gordyville last year to the indoor tractor pull up there, and went down the track several times with it, just exhibition pulling. And
well, next time I'm down around Herrick, Illinois, Mark, I might have to stop in and visit. But
all right, sure.
Pleasure to meet you, and thanks for telling us about your John Deere 6030 on tracks. Super cool.
All right, thank you.